Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So it is that time again to grade the arc. I know the month technically isn't over, but if you look at it, the event for the missions is over. The core base of the events surrounding Galaxy Quest and the NSCA Protector, they're all gone too. You know, the rare officers, tier them up. That event is gone. So it's time to grade. We're about ready to grade. It's not going to be a whole lot that's changing. We are kind of in the bye week here. Or not necessarily bye week, off week. See on the screen, Jason Nesmith. I like to start with the officers. And I'm not going to change that. And there's 4 officers to get through. So let's get through them. I do like Naismith's officer ability. I don't give 2 shits about his captain ability. It doesn't seem useful at all to me. Or it does seem useful, but at the same time, how often are they going to run this stupid invading entity event? And therefore, how much use are you going to actually get out of this? It's so little use. I don't care how good it is. So officer ability, I have been testing it out. I do think I'm going to do at least one more test. Pike Moreau does seem to boost his ability here, as we probably all should have realized it was going to. It's just, how good is that for you? Because what are you giving up? Well, it depends on you as a player. If you're the guy or gal that likes to run Enterprise, Picard, and Data on the bridge, then you know what? You're going to miss out on a bunch of loot and a bunch of Cascade. If you like to run Pike Moreau, Enterprise, Data, then what you're giving up is a bunch of damage. Is this going to be better for you? Will it work? Yes, I think it's going to be really good again for killing hostiles. It's just what is better for you. It does require some testing, and some of it really on your part, because your research and your ships are just going to be different than everybody else's. Kind of like a fingerprint, right? Again, and it's useful for a lot of players, because there's no limit. It's not like limited to like Chen. Remember, we used to use Pike Moreau Chen or Talon. It's only limited to what? Hostiles 51 or lower. It's not the case with this. So, wide-reaching officer ability is a good thing. Dane, Alan Rickman's character from the show, may he rest in peace. I do like his below deck ability. It's the last, what did I write? I'm going to try to say this right. The last ability not in use below decks finally has arrived. We've had everything else from warp speed to isolytic damage, isolytic cascade, mitigation, officer increasing, extra damage, extra hull, extra shields, extra piercing, extra protected cargo, extra cargo capacity, and mining speeds. What didn't we have? Impulse speed. Well, now we got it. It's only 20 at base, 60 at max, which is or isn't better than anybody else that we already have in this game. Who knows? But it is a below deck ability. And it will even further boost somebody's percentage ability, like, say, an Enterprise Riker. So I really like the below deck ability. By Grabthar Hammers, his officer ability, at base 100% extra loot when fighting mirror hostiles with the Protector, 200% at max. Okay, yeah, it sounds like a lot, but there's already a research that overpowers that ability. Because the research is 400%. I have it at 400%. I don't know if it was level locked. It's possible it's level locked, and some of you just don't have it at 400%. Plus your original loot that you were going to get, so it's really, you're getting 500% of that number that you see when you scan the enemy. Is another 100% going to do anything for me? Yes and no, I guess. Say, for instance, Enterprise Pike, Enterprise Data, Dane could be useful. I mean, you're going to get, I would get 700%. Sure. It's more. I'm not going to say it's not more. It's just Do I really care that much? Maybe, maybe not. Tough to say, because I don't have him. Key there. Lilari. Below deck ability is only for waves. I mean, yeah, Apex Barrier below deck. It is going to add some, it's going to add some damage stopping to you, for you. Is that going to take you from completing, I don't know, where you at with waves? I mean, I feel like I'm like a master at waves. So I don't really care that much. But it's going to help a lot of lower level players, I feel like. You're having trouble surviving, well, this is going to give you a bunch of more damage mitigation. Or however you want to describe it. But it is very niche. I would like it a lot better if it was just against hostiles. Across the board, because I mean, how often are you doing waves? I do one, maybe two, every 3 days. Did I really give a shit about this girl? Not really. But that is just an opinion. Like, it's going to help you. Especially if you're a lower player. It's going to help you. It's just, how niche is that ability? It's pretty niche. Her officer ability decreases the cooldown of the NSCA Protector's ability, the Omega 13, which allows you to live against a hostile that would have originally killed you. Cool. How useful is that ship ability? I haven't got a clue. It does sound like it could be useful, but how much, right? Does the enemy keep their damage? I honestly don't know. And how much hull health are you getting back? And I mean, that is going to depend on the tier of the ship and whatnot. So how good is the ability? Well, I don't really know. Do I really care that... Let's see, she decreases the cooldown of the ability by 66%, 400%, which is equal to 8 minutes at max. Holy shit, the cooldown's longer than 8 minutes. It doesn't sound like I'm going to care that much about the Omega 13. If the cooldown is 8 minutes, how long are you grinding hostiles? So you get to use it once. Maybe with her at max, you can use it twice. Cool. Again, that's very limited. I mean, it looks like it can work. It sounds like it can work and all. It's just, how limited is it? So therefore, what grade would you give this officer? They're very good at their thing, but how often do you do their thing? It does depend on you as a player. Gwen DeMarco, I feel like it's everybody's favorite because I guess we're all perverts. But it was kind of their fault they put it in a movie like that. She has increased cascade damage above and below deck. Above deck, it's against armadas and invading entities, which is useful. 70% at base, 150% at max. That's a lot of damage. That's a very lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, that's useful. Trying to think, because for me, it's actually not that useful because, I mean, I'm a high-end G5 player. The armadas are, not hard for me. At least the ones at my level. There aren't many above my level. But for the rest of you out there, could this be really good for you? It sure as heck sounds like it could be. Whether it is or not, I don't know. I don't have her, so I haven't tested it. But it really looks like it can be very valuable for a lot of you guys and gals. I mean, it is niche against armadas and entities, but, people like armadas. There are a lot of armadas out there. I'm going to assume that it works against all the armada types. Formations and solos and faction hostiles that clip. I mean, faction armadas and eclipse armadas and swarm armadas for you all that still do those. And whatever other armadas, Zindi armadas, because there's too many damn armada types. Though, I mean, they are fun. It's just there are too many of them. Bolos. Did I say bolos? Can't keep track of them all. Getting hard. And below deck, increase isolated damage in PvP when the enemy player has any state, which is getting kind of easier with hopefully with some of the, the mirrored data was in an event store, so hopefully a lot of you have them unlocked. And you know what? I mean, morale's not going to work for you if you're running an Explorer Strike Team. But Burning and Hull Breach, that's going to work for you as well. So there's that, and you can get 30% extra isolated damage off front base. It's a pretty good number. 80% in max. Again, that's a pretty good number. We're moving away from critical hits and critical damage and moving on to isolated damage and Apex Barrier. Yay. Why they made a Apex Barrier instead of just making isolated defense better. I don't. Yeah, let's just make another thing. Cool. Whatever. I mean, she is very niche, but it is, as far as, only in PvP and only in Armadas, but a lot of players like to do a lot of PvPing or Armadas. So, while she is niche, those niches are some of the popular niches. Yeah, I think that made sense. That made sense, right? So, she's going to be a very good officer. But, as you can see, I only have Naismith unlocked. Dane, Lalari, and DeMarco not. DeMarco you get. She is a reward for the Saris invasion. Lalari and Dane, the rares. Trash sourcing. Again. We're not getting the rare officers. Free to play. Not even in a $20 battle pass. Which is pretty shitty. I'm not going to ever stop thinking that. I understand everybody thinks that you should get the rare free to play. And that's okay. We can all believe that. We're allowed to think that we should. But if you're not going to do that, people running this game, gotta give the rare unlocks in the battle passes. In the $20 battle pass. You're not even doing that. Kidding me? $50 for a rare officer? At the rate you crank out officers, some of these officers just aren't useful a year or two from now. You're charging $50 per? Nope. Can't be on board with that. There's no sourcing mechanic. You didn't source them in the month. I mean, I keep saying it. You keep not listening. Though you listen to some other things. I'm going to go over here and pull up the missions, except I did all my missions. Missions I do next, and I've been very down on the missions of the past few months. But not this month. Did any of you else notice why? A little game here. You noticed this during the missions. Because I noticed it during the missions. There were a lot of those tasks for kill Y amount of hostiles at X level. There was a lot of them. But the system you were in, or the system they made you go to, excuse me, the system was at least one level higher than the level of hostile you needed to kill. Which means all the hostiles in that system counted towards that task. Something they have never done, at least that I can remember, this consistently ever. Not even in some of the, the random missions you'll find laying around in the galaxy. They haven't even done that. They actually went higher. They went to a system higher, or they went to a hostile lower than what's in the system, so all the hostiles in the system would count. You're getting points for that. I like that change. It does make doing the missions easier for me. You get a thumbs up on the missions. Yeah, the rewards kind of suck, but they usually do kind of suck. So I was able to get a few G6 materials, so I can actually repair my board cube, which is cool. I was kind of excited about that. So, yeah. I'll probably like it a little more. Though, if you have the mission, by the time you get to where I'm at, you'll have a little bit of Kickstarter for G6. Move on to events. I'll highlight the Battle Pass because I think all the other events are gone. There is an overflow that's still up. I mean, even back here, they're all gone. This is the overflow for the Battle Pass. Something they did this month was all the events rewarded different currency types. Like this stupid currency for that stupid one-ass building, rift keys, and other things, Galaxy Galactic Recruit Tokens, or whatever the hell they're called. Very few, if any, that rewarded resources and materials. Why? Well, number one, 2 battle passes this month, both lasting 12 to 14 days, one of them. Approximately 2 weeks apiece. And they increased a little to make up for all those events that you weren't getting the resources and materials for. So there's a little bit of an increase here. To me, it breaks out even. I know there are some people out there that are saying, oh, it's double, it's double, it's double, or it's 1.5 times, or something like that. I don't know that it's more. Because I feel like at one point, there were at least 2 events a day. 2 events per day that were rewarding resources and materials. So you got to think, what is that, over a 3-week span? That would be about 14, my math right there, about 14 events that would reward you Parsteel and ore, titanium and crystal, and dilithium and gas. What's that? For me, that's like more than 2,000 rare materials. Extra 2,000 in this? I don't think there's an extra 2,000. Very close. Very close. There ain't more. There ain't more. It's about the same. Okay? Maybe if you count people that buy the $20 battle pass. But that ain't free to play. You're spending extra money and you're getting extra shit. Okay, that's fine. You're not getting more free to play. No way in hell. Really? This company? You think this company is giving you more resources and material free to play? You out your mind. Though I think I am okay with it because I think we're getting about the same. It really does feel like we're getting about the same. Plus all that extra stuff. You get more Galactic Recruit Tokens. Whatever, I guess. They want them to replace the Ultra Recruit Tokens because people have so many Ultra Recruit Tokens. Well, whose fault is that, assholes? Run events for us to spend them, and we'll spend them. You started running events to spend Ultra Recruit Tokens, and then you stopped. Well, we kept hoarding because we wanted to participate in the event. You stopped running the event. It's your fault, not ours. Don't blame us for hoarding. Alright, move on to the features. Alright, well, of course, the Saris story is not up, which is fine. Saris Invasion. Those Fatu assholes definitely spawned, I think, in way too many systems in the first run and too few in the second run. In the first run, it felt like every system 59 and below, you go in there, you kill the faction hostiles, and they'll stop respawning. You'll start spawning Fatus. How you get the faction hostiles to come back, I don't remember. I think they just timed out. If I understand correctly, which not saying I do. Which was too much. I would say every other system would have been fine, but not every system. Of course, then, for the second run, you just put them in the specific flag systems that you had flagged. But for a player like me, you didn't flag a level 60 system. So all the events and all my pulls, do you think I have a fun time doing it in a 58 system? No, I fucking hate it. Hate it. For multiple reasons. One, my big ass ship has too small cargo for it. I don't have enough cargo in my big ass ship that can get anywhere. My Talios can't get to all these dumbass systems. Because it doesn't have the warp range. Because you took the flag systems or, the Fatu systems away from being the housing system. That helped a lot of people, it being in a housing system. Because you could just go there and then use whatever ship you wanted. But you didn't do that the second run. You did it the first one. Luckily, I got enough of their eye patch bullshit to last me a long time. Because the first time, I went to the 59 system and killed a shit ton of 60s. With my Talios. That I didn't have the luxury of doing the second time. Which I only would have done for the milestone to get Syndicate XP. I'm getting kind of close to 40 and getting another Fleet Commander slot, which is cool. But otherwise, it's like, oh, I'm not going to do that milestone. As soon as I hit 40, I'm not going to do that milestone anymore. I'm not going to give a shit because I'm going to have enough currency, so I don't care. But still, you're screwing over a lot of players because you're stupid. Oh, shit. No, I got to kill this guy. I think I missed him. Oh, well, damn mosquitoes got in here. Bastards. You went from like 95% of the systems that we grind in to like 5% of the systems we grind in. Do you know what balance is? You have any idea? You went from up here to down here. How about somewhere in the middle, dickheads? Is that not obvious to you? It's obvious to me. Apparently, you all don't know what the hell you're doing. Second thing, it is the primary sourcing for Gwen DeMarco and the NSEA Protector, assuming you're not going to buy them. So how many times are you going to run this event? When is this event going to run again? How many times a month? Is it going to be weekly? Is it going to be monthly? Is it going to be quarterly? I have no idea. I have no information on that. I missed it somewhere, assuming it was even released. Not even saying it was released. Now, if you are able to place okay in some of these leaderboards and you're able to refine your stuff, you could get I'll keep wanting to call it the NX-01. I don't know why. You could get the Protector relatively quick. I need about 2 more iterations of the event. And no, I didn't buy anything. I guess because I am a high level player, I've been able to score in that leaderboard that is for doing damage against the Chimeras. He would score pretty good in that. Get like 50,000 of the whatever event store currency for that is. And I'm able to do how many days worth of pulls for the NSEA Protector. Because you can only pull 12 a day and there is a day cooldown. It's really a 22-hour cooldown. So it's a 5-day event. You can actually pull it 6 times. So you could get... Or is it a 4-day event? You could pull it 5 times. The store was up for like 4 days, so you could pull it 5 times. Or the store was up for 5 days and you could pull... It's one of those. Remember, okay, so if it is a 4-day event store, you can pull it 5 times depending on your schedule. I know not everybody's schedule is the same. But it does allow you to do it a little quicker. Some people to do it allow you to get the Protector a little quicker, but when are we going to see this event again? Are we going to see this event again? No guarantees right now. We could never see it again. It's possible. Talk about the Protector a little bit because that is kind of a feature. If I didn't mention it, I am in the features. Okay, new ship. Yay. And it has its own new section of Mirror Universe. Hooray. Good God. Really? I mean, however, whatever, man. I don't really like it, but, I mean, you're going to have to keep making new things like this. Otherwise, you're not going to make enough money, and then, therefore, the game isn't going to be around, which is fine. It's just, you got to source some of this shit free to play eventually. You really do. Let's go on to Alliance tournaments. Holy shit. And I just realized I haven't been giving my thumbs up as I go. Oh, well, I'll do it at the end. I understand there was a lot of things wrong with Alliance tournaments. I don't want to spend that much longer doing this video, so I'm only going to read a few of them. And honestly, I don't even know if I remember all the things that were screwed up about it because there were so many. Way too many high-scoring paid tasks. You have these tasks that you got to, that you do, and you score points for your alliance. How many of them were a pay-only thing? And they're like 10,000 points. And it's like the next level is like 3,000 points. Oh, cool. Thanks. Wow. Gotta have some that are... Again, you gotta have some balance there. If you want to have 8 different paid-to-play tasks, high-scoring tasks, have two that are very achievable free to play. You may have to kill 1,000 hostiles, but you know what? That is achievable. But you had nothing like that. You had nothing. And I think the tasks were too complicated. It was like, why isn't it just like, oh, go kill 1,000 of this hostile. Go farm 1,000 of this loot. I mean, a lot of like Armada-based shit. You've got to spend, if you're not going to spend real money, spend in-game currency. A bunch of in-game currency. Okay, I guess. Task refresh barely worked, in my opinion. You hit the refresh button and it wouldn't even refresh. Wouldn't even re-roll. Re-roll, not refresh. Re-roll. Cool. And even when you selected a task and or whatnot, how often did that actually work correctly? It didn't seem like it worked correctly half the time. Along with the scoring and task limits, because there was a daily task limit you could do. How well did that work? Not that well. How well did this scoring work, where you would actually get the appropriate score for the appropriate task, or even in the task? Kill this hostile for, kill how many armadas for this task. How much of that actually scored correctly? Some of it did, some of it didn't. Some of it really didn't. Just didn't work correctly at all. Shocker. One of my biggest pet peeves, let me get to the thing. Biggest pet peeve about Alliance tournaments is you had this page for your members' score. It's a whole list of all your people in your alliance that scored. There was no total for your alliance anywhere. You couldn't see it at all. When you were on this page, the alliance leaderboard for all the alliances, it only displayed the top 100, and it didn't tell you your score either. Why would you not tell an alliance their own score? Dumb. Not done yet. The qualifier store, because this was a different currency than it normally is going to be this time, because this is a qualifying tournament, a qualifying round. I don't know if it was the qualifying round. Don't know if there will be seasons or not. The currency was different. Okay? So, of course, this qualifier store reset immediately after the event ended. Didn't give players a day, 2 days, whatever, to spend all their loot. You're insane. Are you stupid? Because the store reset from wanting qualifier credits to the normal credits. I get it. You did it early so you didn't have to do it right before the start of the next time you ran this, if you even run this again. Because I haven't run incursions for a while. How many breaks have they taken from incursions? This is kind of the same thing. But you didn't give it a day or two. Yeah, you got to give the players a day or two. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, how many people finished an event, or even if you finished in such and such placement and you got your rewards at noontime, well, you got a whole bunch of currency at noontime that you couldn't spend because the store was reset. Is you dumb? You have to be dumb. Only a stupid person would do that. Maybe not a stupid person. A person that did something dumb at that moment. Yep. Does that make you stupid personally? No, I don't know. That's a tough one. But you did something dumb. You literally gave players currency at noontime. And a specific currency. But then you reset the store at the same time, not allowing them to even spend that currency. That was dumb. It was really dumb. And what's even worse is nobody caught it. Nobody in that organization caught it. Nobody tested this. You didn't test the task. You didn't test looking around the menu here. You would have seen that nowhere does it display your alliance's score at all times. Because obviously you're not going to, display 10,000 alliances score for a leaderboard. Obviously, we knew that. What does that even say? Oh. And still, I'm not even sure if everybody has gotten their rewards yet, because not only was everything fucked up with the store, but then some people actually never got the rewards. Though I think they have made it up to a lot of people. I think. To a lot. But I do think there are still several players out there that still haven't gotten their rewards. How did you screw that up? I don't know that it's ever been this long that players haven't gotten a reward for an event. Like, you're kidding me, right? Wow. I think at most, what, it takes a day, too? It doesn't take this long. What is wrong with you? Wow. Long time to get players their rewards because you didn't get them to them when the event ended. Okay. Okay, boss. Whatever. Alright, so because I wasn't giving my thumbs up or down as I went, I'll recap right now. Officers, thumbs down, no sourcing. Missions, I'll give a thumbs up because I like the changes that they made. The event structure, I think, is... I'll give it a thumbs up for now because I do... While it does change where we're getting materials and resources from, I think we're getting about the same. It really feels like we're getting about the same. Plus, we're getting a few different currencies, which is a good thing because technically we are getting more rewards overall. The features, because of the way you handled what system the Fatu Cray spawn in, which I don't like, and because of the, as far as I'm concerned, the uncertainty, it's possible I missed a message out there somewhere, it's possible, the uncertainty of when this event will run again, if it has a schedule or whatnot, you get a thumbs down for this invasion, Saris invasion event. And good God, so many problems with Alliance tournaments. It could have been great. Too many of us players out there believe some of this hype for Alliance tournaments and got their hopes up. I did not, thankfully, because I know how these people do their thing. Alliance tournament, thumbs down. This is terrible. Please comment below any opinion on where my thumbs up were. Probably more specifically, I kind of want to know, what did you think about the events and the rewards? Did you like the materials and the resources coming from the Battle Pass and ticket events? They weren't ticket events. Did you like them only coming from there, while some of these really daily events, you're getting a different Kujibawatsa Gizmo currency? They did spread that out a little bit. I don't know if I liked it or not. Did you even notice the mission thing? I'm kind of curious if anybody else ever noticed it. I'm sure some of you have. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.